Alright, this is the introductory stage of the ACAS2 laser. You have two lasers shining from left to right of the press brake. One is right at the tip of the upper tooling. The other one is just a little bit forward. The one in the rear, the one on the bend line, is the primary laser. The one in the front is the secondary laser. On the right side of the press brake, you have the receiver. It has 4 receptacles. On an ACAS 3, you would have 7 receptacles. On both, you would have primary lasers, which is 2 receptacles on the right side. In the front, you would have the secondary lasers. At the upper parts here, you've got 3 switches. You've got a key switch, a push button, and a toggle switch. The key switch turns it from production mode, which is off, to calibration mode, which is on. If you notice, the calibration mode, the lasers are constantly on. Off is production mode. The lasers come on when you press the foot pedal. Also, when the production mode is on, you have a ready signal on the face of the receiver. It's flashing rapidly but faint. When you turn it to calibration mode, that ready signal goes away and the lasers are on constant. The machine will not run with the key switch in calibration mode. It always has to be in production mode. Down at the bottom on the receiver head, you have the ready light, which I already explained. If you see that light on solid like so, this is called the point of no return. This means that the movement of the press brake can only be stopped by taking away the activation or the signal for movement, such as palm buttons, foot pedals, whichever way you're causing movement. So again, if that light is on solid, it's reached the mute point, the safety system is muted out, and it will continue on until you take away the activation signal. If that light is flashing bright and slow, that means it's calling for an automatic stop test. The way that you would get an automatic stop test is raise the ram all the way to the top. I will demonstrate. It's already at the top. So now we're going to take and push the reset button on the interface box. Yellow button, hold it for 3 seconds, release it. The first step that the machine's going to do on the way down, it's going to do a stop test. Once it stops, raise the ram back up. If it passes the stop test, it will allow it to go on down to the top edge of the material, or it will mute out. That's your automatic stop test. Now, the next signal that this light gives is a critical error signal. If that light is flashing rapidly and bright, that means a critical error has occurred. The only way you can solve a critical error is by pressing the reset button, hold it for 3 seconds, release it. At which time it should reset the system. If you reset it 3 or more times and the critical error keeps occurring, you'll have to call in for support. Back to the switches at the top. The key switch, as I explained, turns it from production mode to calibration mode. The push button initiates calibration, and it also controls the receiver up and down movement when in manual adjustment. The toggle switch controls the transmitter up and down movement, and it will confirm calibration. Another thing, if you accept the option of the safety foot pedal, you have a 3-position safety foot pedal on the right. If we press the pedal halfway down to the first catch, it will cause movement on the way down. If we take our foot off, it's going to stop. If we push the foot pedal all the way to the floor hard, it will raise the ram back up. Depending on how you've got it wired or programmed in the machine, when you press the foot pedal all the way down, it'll either stop the machine or it will stop the machine and signal a reversal. Okay. On this particular safety foot pedal, it also has a second foot pedal for box mode. Box mode, if we press the left pedal and release it, you have a little LED on the receiver that lights up. This indicates that the front laser has been turned off for one bend. After that bend, and it goes through the bend cycle and goes back into reverse position, that light will go back off, and it'll be ready for the next bend. If you have multiple flanges or boxes that have the flange sticking up, then for each flange you have to press the left pedal and then activate the movement. If you try to go to the flange and you don't have it in box mode, on some machines you're able to lift your foot up, press it again, and it'll force right through in slow speed. Okay. Some machines you cannot override in a high flange or a high speed area, but all the machines should be able to override when it's close to or in slow speed. Depending on the machine you have, some machines will allow you to interrupt up high and then slowly travel down into the park if you take and press your foot pedal a second time. Always remember, the first hit of the foot pedal is an activation. The second hit is an override. Also, on your ability to load and unload tooling, on this particular machine, we have a hinge that we can move out of the way. Slide your tooling in and out. Move the hinge back in. Latch into place. There's also another option of a slider where it can be mounted and the system would slide backward out of the way and then slide back forward into position. This concludes the introductory phase, and next we'll move into alignment, manual adjustment, and calibration.